Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Happiness Hub. I am so glad that you're here with me today. I am your host, Marianne Rouse, your gratitude consultant and guide for entrepreneurs and solopreneurs who are on the journey to financial independence and time freedom. Today, we are talking about something that has the power to change not just how you feel in your business, but how your business grows. This is episode number 81, and the focus is how expressing gratitude boosts business growth and referrals. Now, you've probably heard people say, gratitude makes you feel happier. Gratitude is good for your health, and all that is true. But what often gets overlooked is how gratitude is one of the strongest strategies you can put in place. It attracts abundance, strengthens loyalty, and turns casual customers into repeat clients and raving fans. So in today's conversation, I'm going to take you on a journey. We'll talk about the research that proves gratitude works in measurable, powerful ways. We will look at some real-life examples of well-known people who have used gratitude to grow their influence and loyalty in ways that directly connect to business. And then, of course, we will end with simple, practical things that you can do starting this week to bring more gratitude into your business and attract more referrals. So, let's get started. Let's talk about mindset first. Most entrepreneurs are taught to look at business like a funnel. More people at the top, more sales calls, more outreach, more hustle. The idea is that if you keep pouring more and more into the funnel, something will come out at the bottom. But what if you flipped that? What if instead of just pouring more and more into the funnel, you focused on nurturing the people who are already inside? What if you spent more time appreciating and acknowledging the clients you have, the people who refer you, and the relationships you have built? When you shift to a gratitude-first mindset, something amazing happens. And I'm not saying that you can't add to your funnel, right? But you can stop chasing and instead you start attracting. Think about it. Who are you more likely to do business with? The person who's constantly reminding you to buy and buy and buy, or the person who remembers to thank you, who notices your efforts, who values you not just for the money that you bring, but for who you are? Gratitude makes people feel seen, and when people are seen, they stick around. Now, I did promise that we'd get a little nerdy, so let's go ahead and do this. And we've talked about these researches before, and they're well worth repeating. One of the leading researchers in the science of gratitude is Dr. Robert Emmons at UC Davis. He worked with Dr. Michael McCullough from the University of Miami on a study where participants were asked to keep journals. One group was told to write things down that they were grateful for. The other group was told to list daily hassles or neutral events. The outcome, you ask? Well, after just 10 weeks, the gratitude group reported feeling more optimistic, exercising more, and even having fewer physical complaints. What does that have to do with business, right? Well, if you are more optimistic, you naturally show up to conversations with more energy. You present yourself as someone people want to work with. You become magnetic. And when you have that magnetic energy, you are not only getting more referrals, you attract the right kind of clients who are drawn to that positive, grateful energy. And here is another fascinating study. This one comes from the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Researchers worked with university fundraisers. The people who call alumni to ask for donations. Now, not exactly an easy or fun job, right? What they did is that they split the fundraisers into two groups. One group just went about their usual routine. The other group received a visit from their manager, who personally thanked them and expressed gratitude for their efforts. The results? The group that received gratitude made, drumroll, 50% more calls than the group that did not. 50% more. That is not a tiny shift. That is a massive productivity boost. And it wasn't because they were given more money or a new script or some fancy tools. It was simply because someone took the time to say, I appreciate you. If that works in fundraising, it works in sales, it works in networking, it works in every area where humans connect with humans. So let me say this: gratitude changes performance. Now let's talk about a couple of real life examples of people you may know, but whose gratitude stories don't always get the spotlight. And I know we've highlighted them before, but once again, the good stuff is worth repeating. We're talking about Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Group. He's well known for his adventurous spirit and playful personality. But what is less talked about is how he uses gratitude as a business practice. Branson has a habit of writing notes to his employees. He thanks them personally for their contributions and often highlights specific efforts. He once said, "Business has to give people enriching, rewarding lives, or it's simply not worth doing." That is the mindset of appreciation that has created a culture where employees feel valued as people, not just as workers. And when employees feel valued, they go above and beyond. Virgin Group isn't just a company. It is a community. And that is a community that has loyalty, that has helped Virgin build into a global brand that people don't just buy from, but advocate for. Gratitude has been woven into the DNA of the company, and it shows in their growth. Now let's shift to a completely different industry. Now we're going into the music. And Taylor Swift is a household name. But here is what is brilliant from a business perspective: her use of gratitude to build loyalty. She has been known to write notes to fans. She has sent surprise packages filled with thoughtful gifts. She has even invited fans into her home for listening parties before her albums were released. These are not huge corporate gestures. These are personal, gratitude-driven actions. And the results is one of the most loyal fan base in the world. Swifties aren't just fans. They are ambassadors. They promote her, they defend her, and they spread her music like wildfire. And so what does this mean to you, right? You don't have to be a global superstar. On a smaller scale, you can do the exact same thing. A personal thank you message, a thoughtful card, a little unexpected gesture of appreciation can turn a one-time client into a lifelong supporter who does not only come back, but brings their friends with them. So how do we take these ideas and put them into practice? I've got 3 things for you that you can start this week. Number 1, write 3 cards. Choose 3 people in your network. They could be clients, referral partners, or even team members. Write them a heartfelt note of thanks. Be specific. Instead of saying, "Thank you for your business," you could say, I appreciate the trust you showed in me when you choose to work with me. It means so much that you believed in my services. Specific gratitude sticks. Be specific to be terrific is something that we've said quite a few times in our BNI chapter. Now, number 2, keep a business gratitude journal. At the end of each workday, write down one thing that you are grateful for in your business. It could be as small as a smile from a customer or as big as closing a deal. Over time, you will start to notice how much you already have to be thankful for. And here's the secret. What you focus on expands. Now, third little thing that you can do is to say it in the moment. The next time that someone gives you a referral, introduces you to someone, or even just supports you, do not wait. Pick up the phone, send a quick video to say thank you or a voice note and thank them right away. You can send them a digital act. If you don't know what that is, let me know. I can help you with that. That little extra effort will stick in their mind far longer than a generic thank you email. So if you remember nothing else from today's episode, I want you to remember this. Gratitude is not just a nice habit. It is a business growth strategy. When you express genuine gratitude, you attract loyalty, referrals, and abundance. So, beautiful souls, I want to say thank you for being here with me for episode number 81 of the Happiness Hub, where we focus on how expressing gratitude boosts business growth and referrals. If you enjoyed today's segment, please make sure to subscribe to the podcast and share it with someone who could use a little extra gratitude in their life and business. That simple act of sharing is another ripple of appreciation out into the world. So until we meet again, I'm going to say a hooey ho, toodle pip, and aloha.